Your voice, your station.
So, you want to hear school students talk about their travel experiences, learnings, escapades, episodes, knowledge, incidents from all the corners of the globe? Terra Talk, platform from where young voices reach out to the world. Brought to you by EdTerra Adventures.
Welcome to Special Perspectives. I'm Riyansh, joined by Adrit and Sahasra from Rockwell International School. We are currently on a podcast with EdTerra. In this episode, we are deconstructing the urban landscape of Osaka.
Terra Talk, platform from where young voices reach out to the world.
Specifically evaluating how the city orchestrates human flow through radically contrasting environments. Our core objective is to analyze how architectural, geometry, and spatial planning dictate our experience, transitioning from defensive feudal topography to hyper-commercialized fantasy ecosystems. Our target audience is fellow urban planning enthusiasts looking past the surface glitter of Japan's second largest metropolis to analyze its underlying structural mechanics.
Yeah, we really want to avoid typical tourist commentary and focus strictly on spatial geography.
Exactly, looking at how the built environment physically controls how we move and feel.
Okay, let's dive straight into the observations. Adrit, what struck when you first analyzed the historical sites?
Firstly, I would like to speak about Osaka Castle's strategic urban isolation. The massive stone walls and wide moats act as a physical buffer zone. They form deliberate shield that cleanly separates the historical castle ground from the modern corporate skyscrapers surrounding it, preserving a quiet pocket of heritage right in the middle of a bustling city.
That firewall is incredibly effective. The second observation for us is the manipulation of civic skills. At the castle, the physical architecture forces a sense of forced humility. The massive scale of stone ramparts naturally slows down pedestrian movement, deliberately shifting a psychological state from fast-paced urban transit to quiet historical contemplation. But then look at how the city abruptly pivots when you move towards its modern entertainment sectors.
Moving to Universal Studios, the design completely wipes out Osaka's industrial backdrop. It builds an immersive, borderless fantasy environment using icons like the giant rotating globe and the vertical layouts of Super Mario World to guide our foot traffic.
Exactly. It's a hyper-themed retail matrix disguised as an interactive sensory event. It proves how masterfully Osaka optimizes its limited geography, transforming flat coastal plains into high-density pockets of intense economic and cultural production.
Ultimately, Osaka proves that global city doesn't need to sacrifice its historical anchoring to achieve hyper-modern commercial dominance.
Precisely. In conclusion, Osaka offers a premier global blueprint for special orchestration. By balancing the rigid, protective geometry of its feudal past with the fluid, fantasy-driven consumer spaces of its present, the metropolis successfully sustains a dual identity. It remains firmly rooted in heritage while serving as a hyper-efficient engine of modern global structure. Thanks for turning into Spatial Perspectives.
Like what you're listening? Stay tuned for a new podcast on classroomworld.com.
Terra Talk,
The #1 station.